landlubbers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. It's currently Saturday, Friday, July 22nd. I don't know why July was the hard part of that to remember. It's been a long July for me, let me tell you. Started off real strong, now we're here. Started at the top, now we're here. But it's fine, we'll make do. It's not... Nothing is ruined, it's just long and tired. It's just a long and tired month. We do all need off switches. It'd be real nice sometimes to have that, Neko. Anyways, good to have you. Here, enjoy this. Wow. That's some lag. I do not know the source of that lag, but since internally that seems synced, that feels like a web delay. Whatever, that's fine. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt me or anything. Yeah, it's Saturday, so that means it's time for Disco Elysium. We took a little break last week to avoid adding extra strain to my life, because there's a non-zero chance every time I play this game that it's going to make my life really difficult for a few extra hours. Hoping that doesn't happen today. So, to recap. Gosh, it's been 2 weeks, and it's a challenge. The trick is that, like, a lot gets done in a day in Disco Elysium, to the point that because there's no proper skip time function, it can actually become kind of a chore to finish some of these days. And that's for someone who's, like, kind of dedicated to, like, not 100% completion, but, like, getting quite a lot done. And by the end of these in-game days, I feel exhausted. And that's completely unrelated to the previous discussion of being tired and not sleeping. Got Pokemon. So I'm vaguely aware of Pokemon sleep. I never really looked into exactly what it is, but I've suddenly seen a bunch of news stories about it. I'm assuming the official release was relatively recent as a result. Pokemon you got for the sleep cheap was Squirtle. That seems quite fortunate, in my opinion. But to be honest with you, I might be a little biased. Yeah, so do my best to try and remember where we were at. Actually, maybe it's best to try and do this in the game? In the game, maybe? Now I'll address the save files in a minute. That's all fine and good. I assume we're all just fine with that, even though there's no one here presently who remembers what happened or why I would have done anything to begin with. I guess it's actually kind of tough to use the journal to tell me what I accomplished, huh? That does actually help me somehow remember. So, last time, I learned a new thing that causes OBS to get very upset with me and start ruining my recording, which is using the scroll bar in the journal, or I think also in conversation. I think I managed to do both of those during the course of last stream. Both of those individually cause problems, which is genuinely starting to make me annoyed about just the actual way this game was made, because, like, I just cannot imagine a world in which the scroll bar on, like a dialogue log would cause such a problem. I feel like there's some underlying issue that just wasn't addressed or something. But this does remind me that, so, last stream, we returned to the church, and we talked to various characters so that we initiated the test to hear the hole in the world, and it spooked everyone real bad, but it, like, mostly seems to have accomplished the church quests. Well, it seems to have resolved the programmer lady quest. I think she might be done now. There is more to be done. Like, I still need to sort of find the new sound. We did... I'm forgetting that I have the screen up. I did, last time, we completed the Wasteland of Reality Thought, and also the Arno van Eyck Thought. Had to get all the way to the end of the day. We faffed around, we stole the boots. That's still in this save file, right? Yeah, we got the boots now. So I have 3/4 of the armor, which is very exciting for me. Still have no idea where the helmet is, even though it's the only one, other than the boots, we had a lead up to begin with. So, like, I find that annoying on a personal level, and don't really know what to do about that. We also cleaned the boots, so don't worry, I can wear them. But so we did the church thing. We can still sort of find the new sound. There's like a dance check you can do. And I was holding off on that because I wanted to do the music thing first. And I thought the Arno Van Eyck thought might be related. At this point, I'm not as convinced of that, but I haven't actually checked. We went back, in addition to stealing the boots, which we did after Kim left, we also went and talked to the lady who I'm assuming is a mercenary. And we asked her about what we were doing the night before our reality shattered and we became the entity known as Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. I don't think we got anything particularly enlightening developments as a result of that. But we did do that. And then we've read all the case files we hadn't already read in order to advance time to complete the Wasteland of Reality Thought. We are now sober, so we have that going for us, and potentially against us. Something about the Hole in the World quest, like, allowed us to redo the check with the dice-making lady, and we completed some mini-quest there, and got a new potential thought from her that, like, causes you to fail all red checks, which is just a truly bizarre thing. But yeah, so we like that mostly summarizes what we did, and since we were at the end of the day, I was trying to use the ledger or whatever, my clipboard thing, and the case files to advance time to finish some thoughts. So what happened is that I did the Arno Van Eyck thought, and we obviously finished Wasteland of Reality, and then I went to go do the Wompty Dompty Dom Center, which you'll notice is not completed. And what happened is that I completed this. It's like a 42-minute thought. It's not that hard to do. But when I completed this, it gave me a permanent -2 to suggestion, and the bonus was horrifically bad. It, like, requires me to, like, successfully pass checks with a skill that I essentially have at, like, negative. And I was very upset about this. And so, I returned to the past, and that's not true anymore. So I don't have to spend 2 skill points on that, is what happened. And I've decided I don't actually care if anyone's mad at me about that, because I just decided that's how it is. The only other thing I want to mention is that last stream, there is something that I had done that I have not yet done in this save file, which is, in the middle of the night, I interacted with my damage ledger.
Found in the trash. Oh, and an incredibly cool piece of kitchen tissue.
Obviously, the kitchen tissue is very important. It's very cool. In the clipboard, I had opened this secret compartment and dealt with the immediate fallout of that. Now, because those of you who are here now weren't here at the end of the last stream, it feels like this is fortuitous that I chose to do it this way. Because apparently I triggered kind of an unusual interaction because this is not the intended way for this to work. So I need to do this before advancing, I feel. So it's the next thing to do. And then, well, actually, I think before I do that, I do want to start a new thought. And it's not going to be Wompty Dumpty Dom Center. I think the thing I'm going to do is, because it's been really important to me on a personal level to collect this armor, I want to do the armor-related thought. So let me spend one of my copious skill points on that, and then make sure I have the correct one selected because of how weird this menu is, in my opinion. And then we're going to start working on this. I have no idea what this does for me, but hopefully something. And if it gives me -2 to savoir-faire, so be it. It's not suggestion, my key skill. So, back to this. Also, let me catch up on chat. Did get the boots. Very excited about that. Did I talk to the dude who sits on the stairs on the way to Measurehead? You mean talk to you mañana? I did, and when I did, like, I did a thing where I, like, talked to Kuno, and then I talked to that guy, and I talked to that guy about the fact that Kuno mentioned him in regards to the armor. When I talked to him, like, all he did was sort of corroborate Kuno's story that he kicked the helmet into the water, is my recollection. And then he said that since I was looking for the armor, he didn't care about it anymore, so it was fine if I went and looked for it. That's my recollection of how that goes. What was the unintended way? Well, it's not the unintended way I did to get into the compartment. The thing to keep in mind before I hit the go button on this thing I'm about to do, which is simply open the compartment. I did, in the process of trying to pass time and reading all my case files, I found a way to get a +2 on this check, which is mildly amusing. But the thing to keep in mind is that the current time on Thursday in Disco Elysium is 11:39 p.m., which means that Kim already went to bed. Which may or may not mean something to you, but observe. Behold the viewing globe.
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee, slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just,
Slide the drawer open.
without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
2 tickets to paradise. Let's look at those ticket stubs.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too.
It's just so cute. It's so cute, it makes me want to die. Which is ironic, because I have the option to... Well, you can read 3 for yourself if you like. It's apparently an option. Since Kim isn't here for me to borrow his gun, I'm just going to go ahead and pick the same one I did last time.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up.
Let me
You
go ahead
see
and...
violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
I'm going to smell it like a totally normal person would smell it.
It smells of chewing gum. Apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon. The end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Why would my perception of smell tell me what the label says? Open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
But it'll make me happy. It said so in the letter that I'm reading already.
A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
Let go.
I'm gonna hold on to it. It feels important to read this card.
Your hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road.
Nico says she remembers at some point she sniffed and or tasted chewing gum from a corpse's mouth in her game. Please don't do that. I mostly mean in real life, but I don't love that it happened in the game either.
Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Can I go ahead and keep reading?
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it.
Now, the thing I neglected to mention when I did go through this last time on stream is that I do possess a box of items like this, and I should not open the box. Much like it's dangerous for Harriet Dubois to open his clipboard thing.
Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear.
Which I mention only in that I find this relatable.
You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
Well, there goes that ledger.
No. Hold on.
Go ahead and hold on.
To what? There's nothing.
Alright, well, I guess if there's nothing.
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothing.
Delicious water. That seems as good a place as any to rejoin for YouTube purposes. That's an edit I don't mind making because it will take me seconds and not hours. Welcome in, Demolition. And also, Castle Arg, I think I caught you there via sound effect. How's everyone? You were worried we fell over and died. I think it's kind of implied that we did, more or less. Everything okay? So, I mean, just because a couple of you have joined, I was recapping pretty intensely how I adjusted the save file, but more or less I had to go back and save because I didn't want to have spent 2 skill points getting rid of the Wompty Dompty Dom Center. So I had to do some of that in my spare time, and now we're back here. And I had a thought, which we'll get to, I assume momentarily, that may be a great way to min-max the system. So let's get through this. Again, if you were here for the last stream, we did go through this bit, but I have to redo it because I wanted to have it in the chamber for those of you who weren't here previously. It was a slow stream last time. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. Where am I?
The upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
I hope that Lieutenant Kim has, like, a napkin or a towel or something, because he really cares about this car, and I wouldn't want to get it wet down there on the floor.
Drink. Water.
You're back.
Mm-hmm. No drink.
Drink.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself. As
I don't think it should taste like silver.
Throat.
Get wet.
The pounding in your
Down
head recedes.
there.
The darkness parts.
Always appreciate someone firing off the absolute worst sound effect of all time that never fails to make me chuckle, at least internally. I don't know why I get so much joy from that. It's really inappropriate and not clever at all.
Drink.
Yeah, I got water.
You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
And as I said the last time I played through this, I finally became sober. But it gives a mildly amusing answer. I said it last time, so I know. Actually, more of a magnesium-based life form.
That's just a drug addict myth. In reality, you're still comprised of dihydrogen oxide, which you must replenish to go on living.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
These are all good options, by the way. Other than 1. I don't 1000% know what 1's going for. But I like 2. It seems needlessly dramatic, which feels super Starcom. Came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past, Lieutenant.
That does sometimes happen.
I did receive the Ledger of Hatred and Failure, which is, unfortunately, a moniker that I would ascribe to many of my possessions. It does sometimes
I found
happen.
this next to you. I'll tag along for the rest of the day if you don't mind. My business is concluded anyway. Are you okay to go?
Let's solve this case.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an
special item.
interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
I guess this fun fact, Water of Life is the direct translation of the Irish. I'm not going to be able to read that, but I'll read your pronunciation. Ishka Biha, which means whiskey. It's different from whiskey in that whiskey is made in Ireland and not Scotland or Japan, like whiskey. I see the distinction with the K-E-Y and the K-Y. And I'm just too stupid for that. Much like what I've done to my character in this game, I don't drink, so I got nothing for you. And I appreciate the fun fact. Now, just to clarify, we do, for those of you who aren't familiar with the game, we do now have the Ledger of Failure and Hatred, which we can now equip like a tool, and carry it around to exchange 2 authority for 1 Inland Empire and 1 Empathy. That's cool, I guess. Now, let me talk about the... Oh yeah, I got the pale something. The White Warning? I You see yourself from above. You're passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids flutter at the mention of what? Great white object letting out its sweet smell like the lily of the valley. Little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. Feeling animates him. So, is this a thought that makes me remember what's her name's name? I don't actually know if I want an answer to that. All I know is I'm working on the armor right now. So let's put this away, because this isn't what I want. So, I'm more or less ready to end the day. I want to, like, burn as much time as possible on thoughts. But here's a thought I had today when... trying to... fix the save file. How do I go about triggering Kim to take the body to the morgue? Do I do that by going to the body? Because I want to see if I can do that at, like midnight 30. Because I feel like that'd be a great way to min-max the game. Echo says, Vasco, you're good at naming things. I have a plushie of a celestial dragon. It looks really derpy. Chinese noodle dragon with constellations on it. He's soft and fluffy. Looks like he has many thoughts in his mind. As many thoughts in mind as your snakes. Struggling to think of a good name for him. Best I've got is Celestial Noodle. Tell you what, Nego, can you shoot me a photo of that on the Discord and I'll ponder it? I feel like seeing it would definitely help. Okay, just go to the body. Let's go to the body. I want to see if this works. Almost more out of, like, curiosity than anything else. But I'm led to believe that that's, like, not the way that scene normally goes down, because normally Kim was just there to be like, hey, idiot, don't die. But he had to, like, show up.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding
It looks like this is gonna work, which is incredibly stupid. Hey, Kim, I know it's like 12:30 in the morning. Could you take this to the morgue and be ready to work by like 6 a.m. or whatever?
All right.
Takes out a shiny black body bag and starts pulling the plastic over the dead man's face. Let's see if he asks about the boots.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands. I'll take the legs.
Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Oh man, I like don't have to waste any like real in-game time on this. That's very exciting. Because it would mean like spending an awful lot of time without Kim, but instead it's like spending like 10 minutes without Kim. I'm a genius. But also, I'm an incredibly large moron. So, yeah, I think the only thing to do is, like, waste time on thoughts, then go to bed. I think that's all I got left in the chamber. I don't know why that's the second time I've said that today. Sometimes I do that to me.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Stare into the sky.
Time passes. The glacial gusts from the sea do not a pleasant rest make. You should probably move before you freeze.
I forget how long, like what, like one?
Oh man, if we invited Guillaume Le Million here, we could create a wave-crashing beach party of unimaginable proportions. Speechless.
I don't know who that is. What that means.
It's getting late. Time to head to sleep. Best not stay outside on the wind-stricken coast.
Did I also min-max? Is it 1 a.m.? That's the cutoff for that? So I got an extra, like, 59 minutes out of my thoughts? Alright, let me try to remember how to fast travel. I might not be in range. I appear to be in range. So let's go to bed.
It's getting late, and
Enter the shack. Hey, Angel, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Hope we're doing alright. And I just... save. That's from my friend Topat, who's not watching this.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still,
Sleep.
the bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath the hut.
That seems
then grow
structurally
distant
unsound.
to your ear. In the quiet hum of the organic heater, you fall asleep.
The organic heater? I'm concerned about that. No more announcements in the Discord? I don't think I've ever had announcements set up in the Discord. Did something change? Demolition, did we change something? I'm too dumb to know this. Anyway. I mean, I try to keep my times consistent so that there's a way to know when the streams happen, but I'm sorry that you're missing them as well, Angel. I hope things turn around for you. I know it's been a rough go.
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes, tightening around you, it digs into your brain.
That sounds nice. Oh, the Twitter update, right? The Twitter updates that Demolition set up, those probably don't work because Twitter's just like broken. Yeah, that's probably it. I mean, you could always follow me on Twitter, which would definitely help my Twitter seem important, but like, I don't know. I don't have control over that, regrettably. Sleep pulls you out of the world and into the dark shore. Great, this is gonna be really chill.
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately? Saved anyone lately? Murdered anyone lately?
No, Lieutenant Kim wouldn't give me his gun.
Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people. And then forgets about it.
Oh, so now I'm a murderer, and that's bad.
Hear that? He doesn't even flinch. Iceman doesn't care about killing people. That's nothing to him. Blackwater, under the bridge. The thing he's really scared of is much, much worse than that.
Why are you doing this? I'm trying to sleep.
We're trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors are all just distractions, flares and countermeasures to keep you from the last dream. The worst of them all.
Why does that have the same ominous impression of, like, the great global mystery from Raincoat? The last
The
dream?
last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone.
Your face forms in summertime.
In hell, an ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later, in front of the video rental, there is a warm breath on your face again. Everything is okay again.
There's video in this world? That seems incongruous. Considering that we have, like, radio computers, it seems very weird for there to be video. Also, I don't think we've seen any evidence anywhere on the face of this planet that video exists. I miss Castle Art's Psycho Killer Keskase, which, very good reference, although I'll admit, I think that song is very annoying. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. Also, Demolition's quip, sure, Iceman, but what about Goose? I don't know, do you think Goose is also a psycho killer? Hard to say.
Everything is so okay.
I mean, it doesn't sound great.
Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around you. You're back. In 2 seconds, the alarm will ring.
The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church.
I still don't 100% know what the hang-up with the stained glass window is. I'm starting to suspect we got married at a church that had a big stained glass window in it, and it causes the dark thoughts. Let's see if Lieutenant Kim finished that drive in like 0.5 seconds. Visual calculus helps there. Never met her. Look at that. It's a quick drive.
Yes?
He still hasn't asked me about the boots, and I can't outright tell him about them. Oh dear, the game is having a fit. Okay, so... nothing new has happened. So what's our to-do list? At some point, we gotta get the whole story from Titus. I'm not sure if I've reached the point that I'm doing that. That's not my toppest priority. Apparently, I've completed literally every quest that started on Tuesday, which is weird. We should be able to break into the roof entrance now at the Whirling in Rags. That's going to be exciting. I've been looking forward to that. I do want to find the armor. We may as well go back and visit Manana, although I feel like I already tried that and didn't get a sense of what to do. But he is the last person who had anything to say about the helmet, so might as well because I really want to do that. We did, by, like, looking at the envelope that Everett gave us, we found an alternate quest where we could, like, get other people to sign it. But I don't know how to pick someone. Can I just pick random people? I'll go talk to some people and try to figure that out. Is Mr. Everett helping me find my gun? I think that's true. Oh, the one just, like, straight up reminds him of the X? Could be as simple as that. Could be. I guess I can't help but enjoy the thought of sitting at a church looking up at Christ on the cross and be like, I should call him. Yeah, that's pretty rough, huh? So we gotta get the signatures. The death smell's probably never happening, I think. I wanna find that last piece. Gotta figure this out. I'm not sure what the next step of that is either. I'm not doing that quest at all. So let's head back to... let's save? Did I save? No, I did save. It's fine. Let's map. And then go to the waterfront. And then... sure, let's start with Manyan. Because he's the first thing that comes to mind. And then we'll break into the roof. That sounds like a good time. Well, I'm having a new thought relating to this wall. Odd that you didn't catch the graffito earlier. Van Eyck Overdrive, it says. So that's part of the Arno Van Eyck thought, is that you see his posters, which I wasn't sure exactly what form that takes, but it seems like it's just created some new thought bubbles, which works with some thought I had before to give me nominal amounts of experience. Hey, buddy.
Hello, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
I don't seem to be able to ask him about the armor again. And I'm pretty sure that I tried going back and talking to Kuno about it, and he wouldn't really talk about it anymore either. I feel like both of them more or less just said that, like, I think they both said the same thing, which was that Kuno, like, took the helmet, thought it would be really cool, it didn't fit his head, and then he kicked it into the water. And I've been trying to, like, hang out by the water and just see if, like, a thing shows up for me to, like, interact with. That hasn't happened so far. So how am I supposed to figure out people who I can, get to sign that thing, huh? Can I get the mercenary to do it?
Right to work! Right to...
No, that's fine. I don't want to talk to you. It seems like I should have in mind some obvious people to interact with. I, however, don't, it turns out, regrettably. Serious question. Do you like the fact that I haven't talked to those police officers who seem probably relevant to my existence? For, like, 2 days now, I think. I think they showed up on Wednesday, and I talked to them briefly in the morning, and then never again. Do you like that, or does that make you angry? So I need as much physical instrument as possible, and if I remember, I think I did this before the stream, which shows an abnormal amount of forethought while playing this game, but I'm just gonna double check. I am still getting a like a permanent -1 after getting sober. That one did not get offset by the increase to my overall empathy. This is equivalent with the tank top I'm wearing. And I can put on my... I'll take out the boombox for a hot second. Might as well save, because for some reason I got a bad feeling about today. Yeah, this feels conceptually appropriate. Let the pigs wait. Sorry, I was briefly possessed by Kuno. You need to see something that's, like, much more powerful than your physician. I don't know exactly what that means, but you have to find it and fast, Haggis.
The same small, heavy door. No lock.
Too many
in
Christmas.
sight.
58%? With a +2 bonus and all the stuff I have and a relatively high stat? Well, I'm gonna do it. I got an achievement for banging up 5 inanimate objects.
You kick it, gung-ho style. Entering the premises style. But the door fails to respect the force. All you hear is the bar rattling inside, laughing at you.
I just want to point out that I rolled a 5 on 2d6. This game is very spiteful.
Alright, let's trash the place.
What's weird is it looked like I somehow healed physical damage first and then took physical damage.
Let's not.
Well, I have all these skill points. And, to be honest, I've been meaning to invest one to offset my -1 thought bonus. So, you know.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
What just updated? The map? Why did the map update? Are you okay, Journal? See, 72%. That's fine.
This time, something cracks inside.
See, that time I got a 10, which was unnecessarily high.
It is an unbelievably satisfying sound.
That door does not look okay. This does, however, update that thing I've been working on, and I healed my damage. Get bent, video game.
Nice.
Nice.
Filling you with a belief in your own body.
Well, sounds like this time the property damage was at least resolutive. Would it hurt to look in?
Let's see. It's a tiny hole in the wall. You see a bedroom on the other
You
side.
can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere.
I feel like it's pretty clear what's happening here, which is unpleasant, we'll say. But I feel like because I spent 8 hours thinking about sexuality, it's really funny for me to have this thought right now. What were those people doing in there?
You lean closer to the people.
Why did I get 5 experience for that?
I bet they're doing something quite unnatural. They're sensationally unnatural.
I think I can see the bedroom from here.
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here.
Sensationally unnatural.
The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
Do you think there's a crab man here in the whirling and rags?
Boring footprints. I want to jump to sensationalist conclusions.
Yeah, I bet. Electrochemistry. Let me finish this thought real quick. Footprint. Oh, you know what I should do? I'm in a new location. Well, I guess I still have my bag equipped, but I'm gonna put my boombox back on. Nope, sorry, that's not how that works. Put my boombox back up. Put my back boop bap boop bop billy bop boop bap. Oh no, he's scatting again.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Someone's been here within the last week or two.
3 weeks maximum, from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer.
He looks at me.
This is good. He likes it. That's a little smile there. In the
That's a
dark
little
of the
smile
workshop.
there.
This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. Commendable work bringing us to this place.
Aw, he's proud of me. Work Daddy is proud of me. Also, I got a new experience point to offset the one I spent to get in here. And that one, in turn, offset the punishment from getting sober. So I feel really good about all my decisions. It says it's always better to have a crabman around. I'm not just saying that on behalf of my good friend Eugene K. Eugene K? No, that's too... people are gonna know what that means. We'll call him E. Krabs. Let's have a closer look.
Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp. The soles have left the pattern, uniform, horizontal lines.
This print doesn't look like the odd-soled print we found at the hanging, Kim.
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person.
This doesn't look like the workers' boots from the hanging, does it?
No. These little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say.
Now,
Still a boot, though.
just out of curiosity, would you say it's possible that it could be the footprint from some sort of armored greave? Like the one in my pocket right now?
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor.
Like I said, she couldn't get in here. Did you not spend, like, basically all of your skill points in the entire game on physical instrument to kick your way through everything?
It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route. Behind our rape victim's room. In the recent weeks. This may prove to be significant.
Maybe this will help us get the truth out of Titus, maybe. Well, thought? Is that a Kim-related thought? No, it's just behind him. Pinball machine that's been taken apart and gutted for some reason. Schematics for a pinball machine. Futurism themed. Because says, if my physical instrument were any lower, I'd be dead. No, I mean your character, not, like, in real life. Or at least that's what my real-life physical instrument score is basically already negative. Boxes of tools and replacement parts line the shelves. Small windows taped shut with black plastic. Can't see outside. Oh, hang on. There's something in here. Ooh. Ooh. The pinball maker's coat gives empathy and hand-eye coordination. That's very fun. That's a very fun coat. I feel like I want to wear it just because I have been wearing the same coat for like a really long time. Also, I probably don't need the extra suggestion, to be honest. I mean, I like it. Yeah, it matches my hideous pants. Let's go this way. I'm assuming this will eventually lead me to the blue door in the kitchen. Wow. Look at all these thoughts. Why are there so many pinball machines here? This pinball is white Diora. The backlash shows a female figure in mourning. Note, NB, the spare key is tied to the bush outside the corner room window. The spare key to what? That's very interesting. $5? Man, I could get, like, a face touch with that money. Well, if I had, like, a good deal, like
Over
a Groupon
there,
or something.
in the corner.
Pinball machine?
Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's lit. You can't wait to get your hands on it.
Kim, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats. A classic.
You've played it?
A little.
Feels like a lot. Too much to play it again.
Let's take a closer look.
Ah, great.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. The machine is coin operated.
I got like $80. I could spend some RAL on
Get the
that.
game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready.
Dang. It's $1 per play, huh? In closer to read the text.
Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gordy, taken on the world's tallest peak, Corpus Muindi. The Mesk legend holds that when the nation is in danger, heroic Gordy shall return and save his people.
Now, the narrator is reading both G-U-R-D-I and M-U-N-D-I with, like, extra letters that aren't there. Expect a playing
The
field.
theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb through the perspective of goats and to ascend to the top of the mountain in a time of trouble. The peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield. All the balls have small goat icons on them and represent the goats as they race up and down the mountain.
It seems atypical to have, like, patterns etched onto the balls. I feel like pinballs are typically pretty standard.
Areas around the playfield represents Gordy's climb, places he was said to have camped, which the goats can discover. Get them to the summit.
What's with all the goats?
Indeed. Think of them as balls.
Tell me what to think of as balls. This is probably interfacing, right? I think the only interfacing bonus I have are my gloves, my gauntlets. So, spend $1.
It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon
Got an
you're
achievement for
able
that?
to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with relative ease. Go, go, Fingerboy.
Don't call me Finger Boy. Nah, you can call me Finger Boy. I think that's a compliment. Doesn't sound good, though.
I feel sorry for the goats. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was.
Like, these options are all great. 1, have an actual conversation with Kim while you continue to play pinball. 2, I'm pretty good at this. Ignore Kim. Just be a pinball psycho. 3, enough with the fun. Completely end all fun and conversation. What kind of guy was he?
The kind of a guy who uses the word savages a lot when recounting his travels.
That's like a
That's
really
national.
succinct summary of a big oof. Some sort of racist mountaineer?
An avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by wall-mounted hunting trophies from every continent.
That is not disco.
He also hit his wife and kids. Other people's kids too.
Why'd you hit other
Sometimes
people's
pets.
kids?
Hateful little
That's a
man.
really bad guy.
But you seem to be having fun.
I'm pretty good at this.
Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board. And although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than 3.
It seems like genuinely quite hard to do. Are you meant to have started with 3 goats?
Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This is where the balls need to go.
Lean in, concentrate, and aim for the narrow passage.
Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More fall to their deaths. But finally, the opportunity presents itself. One of them gets through.
Can we be a pinball wizard? I think we're already doing it.
Tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine. Something glass.
What? It breaks?
The words "pale rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog. Something's happening.
What's happening?
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting more money out of the players. A stupid nihilistic finale.
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and one by one, your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness. The amount of focus it takes to predict when a ball goat is in striking range is staggering, but it can be done. Focus. You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death.
Kim, I passed a volition check. It can be done. Watch.
I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake, and then it's all over.
Honestly think I have all of my reaction speed stuff equipped. I still just have a really low score, a really low possibility of doing this. I don't know why I have a modifier for understand ball games. I assume that comes from having watched the bocce ball or whatever, but like, I don't think I actually understand ball games. Give it your best shot.
Ow.
Yeah.
I can't even see it.
Of course I rolled a 3. Is this normal? I mean, I feel like my luck, such as it is, in this game, is very indicative of my luck in real life. But, like, do normal people get, like, 7? They ever just, like, roll 7? Because I only roll, like, 12 and 2. Like, I'm, like, all or nothing, like, practically every time. Unless I have, like, a 90-something% chance of succeeding. In which case, then maybe I'll roll a 6 or something.
The last goat plummets into the fog with almost suicidal glee.
I like the body language, how genuinely annoyed my character seemed.
There goes nothing, finger boy.
Hold on, I'm having a thought.
Fair weather.
Oh, this is already done.
Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T500 on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armor pieces on you.
Does it actually have any bonus, or is this just, like, plot relevant? +2 hand-eye coordination against enemies in this armor. Well, that answers an unasked yet presumed question. This seems good, but also, it seems bad. Oh, Kingdom of Conscience is the like 4th option political quest, right? I think that's what this is. So what do I have? Precarious World is the thing I got from determining the cause of the doomed commercial zone. I don't know if that's anything. Indirect modes of taxation, I assume, just lets me, like, write bigger fines to people, or something along those lines. That doesn't seem that great. Magnesium-based life form, I think, might be something to supplement, like, an alcoholic play style? I'm not sure. I don't fully know what the implication there is. Advanced race theory, we're not doing that. The Col de Mamadakwa, we could do. The Monty Dom Center, we're not doing that. The 15th Indo Tribe, don't really care. I don't really know what it means. It doesn't seem particularly interesting. I'm gonna say that the next one on the docket is Kingdom of Conscience or White Morning. Because White Morning feels like it could have interesting, like, plot ramifications. Does chat care at all? If I remember correctly, I think Kingdom of Conscience is, like, the start of, like, a whole quest line. So it might be good to do that. Hagen says you took a high-risk, high-reward perk at character creation. I don't know that that's true. Don't worry, I read your subsequent comment that you mean in real life and not in this video game. Because, like, I don't know that I would say my high risks pay off. It's just that I either high or low roll. And that, like, also carries into this game. Is this all the thoughts there is? Spend a skill point. I don't think I care basically at all about Half-Light. It almost never seems to come up. I can't scroll that. It would be horrible. Sure. This one. Doing that now. Great. I think I'm gonna run out of thought slots soon.
The machine is dead and silent. It needs serious maintenance before anyone can play again.
It just doesn't seem like a good business model. I wasn't sure if the game wanted me... Oh, there's my blue door. That seems weird. But wait. How do I get to the blue door? Oh, the perspective is just
A
weird.
heavy steel door
I was very
with
confused
a
as to what I was looking
prominent
at.
dimple lock. It's painted blue.
This door is connected to the one upstairs, but how do we get through?
There must be a key somewhere. Probably somewhere in the whirling. It's not too important. We can get in and out using the roof door.
The bush. I don't remember exactly what the note said, but I should go look for the bushes.
This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step inside.
Is this not where I came from? I feel like this is where I came from. Why do I get so confused about... I don't feel like I normally have such a big problem with, like, isometric viewpoints, but something about this game, I'm, like, constantly confused as to where I'm coming from and where I'm going.
Smells of nougat and sweat.
That's
Your
not
head
how you pronounce
brushes
that
up
word.
against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in.
Ooh, a couple's elevator. Ask, have you ever played or are you any good at pinball? I mean, I've certainly played pinball. I don't think I'm, like, particularly good at pinball. I haven't spent, like, a lot of time on it. I feel like pinball is the sort of thing that you've either spent a lot of time on or not very much time on. I'm more in the not very much time. I feel like some people, it's like a calling. As mentioned previously, you become, like, a pinball wizard, and you keep hearing the whispers until you're good enough to hold that role.
The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July, 88.
Says the last maintenance was in 88, which was, like, 70 years ago or something? Am I remembering that correctly?
That it does. I say, let's brave it.
This elevator was last maintained in the future?
No, it was maintained in 88 of the previous century.
That's disappointing.
If some form of time travel becomes possible in the future, I doubt its inventors will use it to repair elevators in Martinez.
You got a good point. This elevator must be needed to transport pinball machines up and down.
Seems so, although it's pretty quaint for a freight elevator.
Look at the controls.
There are large rectangular buttons. Monter, descend, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken.
Uh-oh. No, that is where I came from. Why does it make such a weird deal out? Alright, I'm gonna go look at some bushes. I did play the Pokemon pinball game. No, the first one. You're right, there was more than one. I think I only played the first one, which was on, like, the Game Boy Color, I want to say? Played a little bit of it. I don't think I'm especially good at pinball, is ultimately the answer to that question, I think. Bye, police. I'm, like, aware of Sonic Spinball. But since I didn't... Oh, what's this? Oh, the Grime Neon poster reads, Van Eyck totally transcendent. We're just gonna be getting a lot of those, huh? I didn't have a Genesis for much of the time that a Sega Genesis was like a real console. I did eventually have a Nomad, which is really cool. If you don't know what the Nomad is, you should look up the Sega Nomad. I think it's... Maybe it's third party. Maybe it's not a Sega thing? I think it is. Does anyone remember what that message said about the bushes? That didn't become a quest, did it? Nah. That's interesting. It seems like, for as far as the game cares about it, we seem to have completed the, like, Explore quest, even though we didn't find a way to open the blue door. But I bet there's still, like, experience to be gained. Went from NES to Genesis to N64. And I had so many things. I've had and been able to play so many consoles. Been very fortunate in that regard. Might be part of the reason I've become a streamer. My brother even had the Virtual Boy back in the day. Anyone ever play the Virtual Boy? Which of you was the gamer? There's like a false loaded question dichotomy in there. I mean, to this day, all three of us still play games. My brother probably the least. My sister obviously, like, works in games. Is this man new? Is this a new man? Was this man always here? Hello, man.
Officer, care to play a game with the lonely old man?
He didn't used to sit on the bench, though, right? I'm not completely crazy, just regular kind.
Actually, never mind. Wouldn't be the same.
And where's Renee?
The prick is gone. I can barely believe it, but he's really gone.
When you say gone, do you mean,
He is trying to retain his jolly facade, but the underlying sadness casts a deep shadow over his wrinkled face.
I feel like this could definitely be like a gacha thing from this particular video game, but I'm gonna be respectful. No, I'm not. We didn't come here to be respectful. We came here to be a superstar cop and ask idiot questions. Gone where?
Well, most likely. He was an absolute Kent.
Oh, well, I'm glad I asked then, because that was a fun answer. Let me rephrase. Who won the most often? See, that also feels like a false dichotomy because I'm the youngest, and as a result, always would have had the least developed brain and thus not an equal opportunity to win at games, but also we played a ton of games that were outright competitive between us. Not zero, mind you, but I mean, some of the only ones that come to mind are like Nintendo 64 era, because they didn't make a ton of like two-player competitive games earlier. I mean, we like had Street Fighter. I'm sure we played some Street Fighter against each other. I'm pretty good at Mario Kart. I'm better than most people I know at Smash Brothers, but I'm not like actually competitive. Oh, GoldenEye. My brother probably won the most GoldenEye, I think. I think he also just played the most of it. Oh my god. These responses. How did he die?
His hungry little heart finally gave out. The dock workers found him in the guard booth this morning. Wasn't even supposed to be working for another week, but he just had to prove how tough he is.
Dog with jetpack boots. Were you talking about Jet Force Gemini? I think that's what that's called. Isn't the power glove used in that Nintendo movie? Yeah, it was. I was just talking with my mom about this earlier today. She's like, man, you always wanted to watch this movie. What was it called? Had like a wizard in it? I'm like, The Wizard? Yeah, that one. I teased. What she actually asked was something like, well, she like started describing it. I'm like, the Nintendo movie? And she's like, yeah, the one with Nintendo in it. I'm like, yeah, that's The Wizard. I wanted to watch that all the time. Man, I love Jet Force Gemini. I don't think I ever beat it, but like I was obsessed with that game for a little while. Just like a weird sci-fi world. I liked it a lot. It had like kind of cartoony graphics, and as you mentioned, dog with jetpack boots, pretty good.
Guess he was about to head home, 'cause when the dock workers found him, he was wearing civilian clothes and not the Kuketu uniform I saw him in all the time.
It's a weird way to describe that.
Sometimes I thought he was wearing it just to piss me off. Now the joke's on him, 'cause he's gonna be buried without it.
Was he really that bad?
I repeat, an absolute cunt.
No, fair enough.
Even his old army buddies didn't want him around. He was like an old viper.
Like a window viper?
The only people who could stand to be around him were Jenny and me. She saw something in him when we were just kids, and she never lost sight of it. And I thought if the most beautiful being in the world can love him, then there must be something worth holding on to.
Did you love him?
We've hated each other our entire lives. So much, in fact, that...
His eyes fill up with tears.
Yes, I loved that angry prick. He didn't deserve it, but I did. You know what his last words to me were?
Something forgettable, like see you tomorrow, probably?
In Guillaume's time, you'd have been shot without trial. That's what he said to me. He lived a cunt, and he died a cunt. Let's leave it at that.
Do I have this? Do I possess this thing the game thinks I have? I don't remember getting this or where it came from. I don't know what this is. It's just suddenly important, maybe. It says I never had a Nintendo console growing up, save for, like, Wii Sports. Find it fun that many people had their taste in games developed purely due to what they played as a kid. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It is interesting, isn't it? Like, Hags played Final Fantasy VII instead of Knights of the Old Republic and Halo. Probably be way... Oh, if you had, you'd probably be way more into JRPGs. Yeah, that's... I think that's fair to say. I mean, I feel like... You know, I mostly grew up with... You know, pixel art games before they were pixel art and when they were just actually what consoles were capable of generating. And point-and-click adventures. And as you can see by my taste for, like, roguelikes and retro games and point-and-click adventure games. I mean, I have this quest item. I might as well give it to him.
Let me see. This was 60 years ago. We all went to that parade. Young René looked so happy, and Jenny...
And Indiana Jones rode a horse through it. It's weird. Don't know why that happened.
I'm sorry, officer. I just... Thank you. Thank you for this little memorabilia. It really means the world to me.
That was nice. A small thing for us, but invaluable to him. He probably didn't even know René had the photo.
I offer sincere condolences, because he's really opening up, and I do have a high empathy score, so I should probably, like, act like it.
Yes. We are both very sorry for your loss.
It is what it is. Part of life, really. But to know someone for 79 years, then one day they're just gone.
It's pretty wild, man.
I just don't know anymore. About anything, really. But you must need something.
This one. I wanted to ask about the flower, even though I don't recall it having any connection to him. Can you tell me anything about the flower?
René wasn't really what you'd call a botanist, officer. And believe me, he didn't like Insulindian lilies.
Like I said, she didn't get her first console till she was 14. Mostly played whatever games Dad already owned on his PC for Western RPGs and Lemmings. Oh man, if you grew up with Lemmings, you should look into that game someone was talking about recently. It's called Humanity, right? I think Demolition, you were the one playing it? If you like Lemmings, it's good.
Of course he didn't. Flowers are for pansies. Stop wasting time with them.
Insulindian lilies, you're saying?
That's their old name, dating back to the time of kings and crests, and all that other stuff he loved so much.
Lemmings may be cuter than humans, but what about a ghost dog who shepherds humans? He's a pretty good boy. Why didn't you like the lilies?
There were many reasons, but mostly it was the communards. They called them the Bells of Revolution. I guess in the end, the Insulindian lilies were just another piece of the whole Insulinde. The royalists had to surrender to the Mazovian insurgents. It doesn't really matter anymore.
I guess I'll ask some questions about René, maybe.
Yes? What about René?
No, I'm not gonna say the other thing. That's
Yes.
fine.
It is what it is. I just don't know anymore. About anything
Okay, I
really.
love you. Bye-bye. I have a thought. I don't know if it's anything. So they used to play down here. No, still no lead on my stupid helmet. Guys, I can't stress to you enough how much I want this helmet. It means more to me than almost anything in this video game has so far. Almost. Maybe anything? Almost. I can only buy 2 books, so that's a bummer. Message has been carved into the wall. Trance Nation. Ike Nation. At least these are worth an experience each. Let me, just like max out my perception, I guess. I know I need these boots for that. Any other perception related chicanery? No, just took those off. Minus perception. Just in case there's some sort of, like, invisible check that I might pass while walking along the waterline to tell me where the helmet is. That I want the helmet. I want it. I want it. So here's the thing. I've tried walking along the beach on the other side. And really come up with anything. Anywhere. There was, like, one check that I think I passed to, like, look at something in the reeds, but there, like, wasn't anything there. And it makes more sense for something to have happened over on this side, because this is where Kuno is. But he does also go over there. We know that because he grabbed the locusts, which is like a whole subquest thing that we did. I just, like, really want that helmet, you know? Oh, hang on, there's another poster. Old poster hidden below new ones. Van Eyck 49. Elysium. This is such a weird bonus, by the way. I assume that this thought that I had, like, does something else. It might be worth going back to the church to see if it advances the quest like I thought it would.
You're back. Good. What can I...
No, I don't think I actually have anything to talk to you about. I just came all the way over here and thought I'd check. Bush situation. With the key for the blue door. I still haven't had any, like, real-world thoughts about who I can get to sign my documents. I don't know where to find the key that I want. It's annoying that that doesn't go into my journal. Hey, maybe this lady will sign my document. Or tell me about killing her husband.
The woman before.
Will you commit
Hi,
fraud for me, little
Detective.
girl? What about the bookstore lady? I bought, like, multiple books. Will you commit fraud for me?
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
I guess we haven't finished this quest, huh? Sure, let's talk about Annette, her daughter, who lives outside and doesn't go to school. I get Annette's a trooper. She looks like she could take it, but it's actually wearing her down. You know she's biting her nails.
I've told her not to do that. It's disgusting. And I told you to mind your own business. Clearly, you have no idea how hard it is to raise a girl in this economy.
Nah, but I have like 3/4 of a set of armor if you want to try me.
This economy is a mysterious force, like cosmic weather, mysterious and harsh.
I don't think she could do anything about it. Also, I don't think I need anything else from you, so I think I could just be a jerk to you.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
Let's see. What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I usually don't know anything. That sounds good. This is true, and obviously the will of the market, but maybe make an exception for your daughter. Actually, it's super alright for kids to chew their hands off. Forget I said anything. Nah, it's the top one.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change. This is a person coming to terms with a new reality, one where they are wrong. It's not easy.
That's a fun check.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
She stops, but her mouth keeps moving.
It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette.
Yeah, you're like Annette to your husband and your mother.
Oh, well, my mother was horrible, of course. Absolutely perverse energies around that person.
Right?
But my husband...
Right?
My husband is completely different, of course.
Is this husband Annette's father?
Yes. My husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne.
I'm going to regret asking what that is.
It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighbourhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure.
And your husband's also involved in this bookstore?
He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Is she an only child?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy.
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
Of course, this economy.
Exactly.
She told me she doesn't go to school anymore?
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
I had something else in mind, I
The
guess.
woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Okay, bye. Let's talk to the daughter.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
I know, in this economy? Is that what we're doing now?
Just can't win.
What are you doing now?
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess. Oh, I found something while you were away.
What is
I
it?
thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
She gives you a hat, almost exactly like the one Dick Mullen wears on the covers. Where'd you get it?
Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there.
A detective hat?
Yes, just like the one Dick Mullen wears all the time. You'll look way more serious with that.
That might be true, but only because I'm currently wearing a frog visor with googly eyes.
Right, I have to get back to my homework now, before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
She looks back at the infernal scribblings under her nose. I have a new hat. +1 encyclopedia. Useless to me. A thoughtful gift, but useless to me. Hi, Mom. Welcome to the stream. We kicked down a door and saved a little girl. How's your day going? I really want that key, and I also really want that helmet, and I don't know how to get either of those things. Autosave. I'm really just trying to find anything that might a little bit look like a bush, so I can click on it in case it won't be highlighted by the eagle vision my ancestors gave me. Because of the conversation we were having about the hat, Haggis said, on some level he thought I was going to say, hey Mom, welcome to the stream. Useless to me! Oh man, that would be a surefire way to make my mom yikes forever. That'd be like the meanest thing, and also the least accurate of all possible things to say. I've determined that the bush is a myth, and also perhaps that the helmet is a myth. The sound of snow dripping off the roof is strange. Is it strange? Is it strange in a way that I should detective it somehow? There aren't any indoor bushes I'm not thinking about, right? I know how stupid that question sounds, but I don't think I can put anything past this video game. that helmet's so bad. I'm just too stupid. I'm just too not smart enough. I think I can go towards the... No. No, I'm lying. The thing I was gonna do was go towards the docks to look into Renee's death. In case something $5, but... Instead, I think I'm gonna go to the church and maybe see if anyone there will sign my papers. And also, if my Van Eyck thought is useful to anyone. I know I shouldn't do this. But also, church. Can't make progress with the helmet until day 5. That's good to know. Also, it's finally day 5. So maybe I will find something today. Let's leave it at that for now. But it makes me feel better about the fact that I definitely have not made progress with it in 4 days. Hey, Egghead, I had a thought. I don't think it's useful. Can you verify?
Good morning! Yeah! Hardcore!
I did get a bonus for that. I've thought about the discarded melody and came to the conclusion that Van Eyck lived around here.
J'adore! God is close by, but maybe he doesn't have good enough ears. Let me turn it up so we can lure him here.
I hate how, like, since I've noticed that the recordings sometimes have issues with the scroll bar, that I feel like more conversations have the scroll bar. I don't think my interfacing is getting much better than 5 without me investing skill points in it. So... try it?
Bzz, 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 goes the track in the background, never ending. You can't grasp what's missing, but you can try to make something up anyway.
I just want to point out that I rolled a 4 again. It's all or nothing, baby. All or nothing, baby. Whereof one cannot speak, one ought to remain silent.
The young man bobs his head to the music, much as before.
I'll leave this for now, I think. I don't... Is interfacing important? Really? I don't think it's worth putting a skill point in this. Not unless I at least have something else to check.
Yo, man. What's on your mind?
So I'm gathering that no one will sign my thing. Have we danced here?
Welcome
No,
back.
I was waiting to do that until I could make the music better, because I thought I'd get a bonus. I know it doesn't matter all that much, but it feels more fun to do it that way to me. I'm too stupid to know who to get to sign this thing, and I know from past experience that if I don't do it soon, it's not gonna work.
Yes, what is it?
It's so absolutely not happening. It's like the least happening skill check in the universe. Alright, well, I don't have anything to do here other than to have failed that check. Prepping for your aunt and uncle from San Francisco's visit tomorrow for a whole week. Cleaning up your bathroom to them in the interim. You know, like, somehow my brain, like, skimmed and, like, internalized that in, like, the weirdest way. Where, like, I thought you were saying that you were, like, giving up the concept of using the bathroom for, like, an indeterminate amount of time. As if to say, like, you know what I'm giving up for Lent? Pooping. And I'm like, I don't know that that works that way. I might not be right. Might need to rethink that one. Oh, this is the bottom of the world. I'm not where I think I... This way? This thing always gets me. This particular spot on the beach, on this side of the whatever. I want to check something. Where is the spot where the traps is? Where is that? Here. That bodes poorly for my theory. Look at the devotion to the Lord you would get from that. Like 200 piety. Maybe. Or maybe like a gift certificate to Pizza Joe's? I don't think anyone's gonna get that joke. It's not funny. It's really more of a reference. It's still not funny. But it's funny to me. And that's what counts. Because you can't stop me from saying dumb stuff on stream. Only I can do that. I choose not to most of the time. So, just to clarify why I came over here. So, like, over here is where I, like, had some weird, maybe perception-based interaction with, like, I noticed something in the reeds and I was like, hey, guess there's nothing here. And, like, that really stuck out to me as being something super weird, particularly because a bunch of the armor showed up on this side of the beach. And I was curious if, now that it's day 5, maybe I could find something different. Does not look like that's the case, but I figured I would check.
A few locusts trudge along the wall of the trap. The rest are piled in a heap in the corner, dead. No phasmid anywhere. Poor things.
I think I've pretty thoroughly, like, exhausted the Insulindian phasmid quest at this point. I might be wrong about that, but I don't really know what else to, like, do. Do you think this guy will sign my petition?
Hello. Isn't this a fine morning?
I don't want to talk to you about the field building. Who can I try asking about this? Apparently not Joyce. I didn't seem to have a new dialogue option with her. I could, like, ask random people at the Whirling and Regs, which is, like, for some reason a thing that comes to mind. Is there anyone else on this beat? Is it possible I can get those, like, 3-year-old boys to sign their names? I feel like no, right? Maybe that, like, weird guy who wanted to tell me stories about Tequila Sunset? I don't know if I remember how to get back to him. I should. If I could find the village. 2 of the fast travel points, like, pretty close together. Feels like it somewhat defeats the purpose of fast travel. Especially when there's only, like, 3 of those to begin with. I believe I clicked on one of you, spooky
The
twin children.
scruffy-haired little boy.
Any of you guys want to... Hey, don't call Abigail or whatever. Do you want to sign my petition?
Don't call her.
There's no waking him from his stupor. His mind is elsewhere. You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
What, like, there should be some way for me to reason who will be willing to sign this document. It's annoying to me that I have no clue at all. I feel like I should be able to guess, and not even a little.
Tequila Sunset.
How am I right? How is this actually the thing? How is this correct?
What's it about? I'll let my hand address the situation. Maybe you've heard. I used to be a very successful businessman. I've signed more than a few lease forms or whatever the fuck they were. Anyone's got a pen?
How is this?
The pro's gonna do it.
I'm losing my mind. How is this game real? How is it that in order to cheat at this quest and commit fraud, I need to possess exactly the kind green ape pen, and then look at the legal document, and then come to these two clowns out of all the people who exist in Revachol? How is this actually the way this gets done? I have a green ape pen. He grabs the pen and paper carefully and scribbles on the dotted line. He scribbles, idiot doom spiral. I need at least 2 signatures.
Hey, Abs.
He shouts to the non-responsive drunk sitting nearby.
Abs. Abs.
Shakes him a
The
bit.
man mumbles incoherently.
Hey. Goddamn Abigail is here. Wake up. Wake up.
I don't think he can help. He's pretty out of
I'll
it.
be damned. That's what we have Rosemary for. You can help, right?
Sure, I can fucking help. You need a signature. I got you a signature.
Before he can reply, he's already furiously scribbling something on the paper. When he hands the document back to you, the signature in uppercase letters reads, "Don't call Abigail."
Not exactly an expert forgery. Don't call Abigail would have signed something more like, "Don't call Abigail."
Hey, can I have that pen back too?
Fucking cops, man, always hassling the poor folk. You know what? I'm keeping a pen and that's the end of it.
That's so rude, man.
No, that was my favorite thing of all the things you have.
It's really bummer, man.
My favorite is the gun he lost.
Shut up, hand-eye coordination. This friggin' place, man. I don't know how we got here. This doesn't seem real. You can get directed to these guys after talking to who you were supposed to talk to. Oh. Yeah, for some reason that seems like the least reasonable thing for me to try and do, so I didn't, and instead just plucked these guys out of the aether and did that instead. Yeah, those were both really good lines. That's true. You're not wrong about that. Well, I'm really sad to lose the pen. It was Interfacing's favorite thing. You did good. Thanks.
Hey, guys. We're heroes.
About fucking time, man. I've done my duty.
He
The
salutes.
incapacitated drunk lay there snoring like an ancient rusting tractor.
Thank you for your services, gentlemen. Should we go and mail these? I think I saw a mailbox on the plaza.
Mailbox, plaza, got it. Darn, I was kind of hoping it would, like, instantly travel me there. That's fair, though. Let me get to the village so I can fast travel. Okay, I think I'm in the village now. Boy, I sure am running out of quests, huh? Is that good or bad?
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
I knew we'd get to use this mailbox for something. I've played Maniac Mansion.
Yes, for sending mail.
Send the mail.
You drop the white envelope in the darkness. It lands with a soft thud on what sounds like a couple of letters. About a week's worth of mail as collected in there. They'll empty this very soon.
All right, let's go back to Everard. If we don't mention anything to him, he won't know before it's too late.
Agreed. Let's do it now, because I have precious few quests. Maybe he'll tell me where my helmet is. And at the very least, he should probably tell me where my gun is. Or more precisely, he should help me to find my gun. I don't know why I want to save again. Hey, first person in chat to say a save that I'm willing to say out loud. You get to name the save. I can't believe I can't find that bush. New save. We probably don't have new save. I guess technically demolition beat you there. But save and new save are basically the same. My favorite thing is the gun you lost. Yeah, that's pretty good. I know I basically lied about this, but let's see if that even fits. Close enough. It's also thematically appropriate because I'm gonna go try and find my gun. Sort of. Geography of this world is so painful. So, like, the end of this walkway should be the place where Renee died. Right? What is this? What is this? What and where is this? Shouldn't this be the courtyard? No, there's like a wall and then that door. Okay. Well, I don't know what to do about that.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. René left his uniform neatly folded on the table.
I'm gonna steal a dead man's coat?
Generally speaking, it would be dishonorable to take it. But then, it looks like a military uniform, and wearing that is very honorable. So, a conflict of honor. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll take a dead man's coat. I don't have
suppose
shame.
René is not going to be needing it anymore. It's a bit too colorful for my taste, though.
It's, needed for work and all that.
Fantastic. Try not to wear it with other similarly colorful clothes, okay?
What if I wear it with those boots I stole from our corpse that you still haven't asked me about? Reaction speed pants? That's so much better than plus electrochemistry minus savoir-faire pants? We're on day 5, hour zillion, and we finally found, like, wearable pants. And obviously they look like this. Hold on. They look like this. Wow, it looks even worse with that tank top on. I look like this. This is empathy hand-eye coordination. That's reaction speed. Revachol nation. I don't need that jacket. That's a dumb jacket. I'm gonna keep the pinballer coat on. I'm not wearing that fedora. Well, that wasn't what I was expecting to get out of that exchange, but I sure did. I'm assuming there's nothing more to be gained from that dude in the cargo container. I feel like we had a pretty thorough time there, and we got $100 for, like, no reason. It's all snowy. Should we talk to him? I suppose it is unlikely to hurt. I don't think I can realistically say it can't hurt, because, let's be honest, I've been playing this game. I know how this works. Let's save here, because I feel like something could go wrong. I wouldn't have to go and collect that useless coat and useful pants again.
Dubois, every worker...
For himself. You choose the fourth one?
And for his fellow man. That's right, Mr. Dubois. You're turning out to be quite the individualist there. So, you had business with me?
Let's get business out of the way first. I mailed the signatures you asked me.
The Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. Of
And he
course,
claps his hands.
I already knew this.
He claps his hands together like a child who's been offered cotton candy. That's a fun
My
description.
friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinez a real future, Harry, and I feel I can finally trust you now.
I got like a shocking amount of experience for that quest.
You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kisturagi. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun, Nothing is off the table.
Judging from how happy he is, it looks like you did it. He doesn't appear to suspect trickery.
Thanks, suggestion.
Well done, sire. By guile and deceit, you're in.
I don't want to talk to him about this. Did you order the hanged man to be killed?
I did not, Harry. Although I am very, very glad he's dead.
What do you gain from him being dead?
By a war, of course.
Pardon?
And what do you have to gain from a war?
Victory, Mr. Kisturagi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war.
It sure tells me a lot about this guy that he would just say this openly. I guess mostly it tells me that he does not respect our authority as part of the militia or whatever. They're trained militia people, aren't you afraid?
Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men.
But the armor's like really good. I had a thought about
The
this.
more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste.
That's kind of true. And that's connected to the strike?
Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we won't do that.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee maker.
Not the coffee maker.
We're going to take all of it for the people, and fuck Wild Pines.
The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth. He doesn't swear often.
I like that observation.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance.
Who is Gaumont? I don't think I know that name at all. What?
Tits from her arsehole. It's a local saying.
Why are you telling me this, Bond villain?
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start.
That's regrettably true.
It's already happening.
It's the swordfish claw.
Yikes forever.
Can I have my gun now?
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me. But it had to be done.
I'll swear at him. That seems fine.
Your gun is with an old woman. I hear she's a character, so watch out.
The truck driver?
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy. The one he described as terrifying.
So the gun's still with the woman who bought it from Roy.
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that? Wild. Anyway...
Union Boy's gonna help you fix it. He winks at you. Don't worry, Harry.
The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debardeurs Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building.
She was waving it around at people?
As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry. No one got hurt.
It sounds like a very disturbed and desperate individual. Unstable is good, actually. She will be easier to disarm. No, wait. Actually, unstable is pretty bad.
Who is this old woman?
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry.
No anymore?
But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pigs.
I'm confused by that sentence. Only in the terms of, like, actual logic. That feels coherent with the rest of this confusing world.
There it is again. The pigs. Like Roy said. Not good at all.
I honestly don't remember that part of the conversation with Roy.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
It actually sounds extremely bad, but let's not give him the satisfaction.
Set up a meeting.
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now, back to the fun stuff.
She will be there from 2200 hours till 0200 hours.
Why is this a skill check? It's so weird.
More fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
How many union guys are there?
2,372. Plus yours truly, of course.
And they're all well motivated. At least the ones you've seen.
How are you going to fund the new independent harbor?
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients will ditch us. Harry, we've thought of everything.
Everything? Even a boat?
We've been running back channel negotiations with all the major clients. I think the company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams.
That sounds bad.
That's drugs.
Thanks, reaction speed. Like I says, I don't know, Mr. Everett. I've seen the beloved Sylvester Stallone film, Stop, or My Mom Will Shoot. Now, I'm not deeply familiar with the works of one Sylvester Stallone, but I'm fairly certain that's a real movie. Just like Clint Eastwood's Don't Shoot, I'm the Only One Without a Gun.
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kisturagi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samaran Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities.
That's just the top of the iceberg, though, isn't it?
The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume column. We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his benefit, and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperidone.
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidon.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kisturagi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned. But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share, and I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez.
I don't know how my character is supposed to react to this at this point. It's sort of like a pivotal moment for me as a character, I think. Because, like, now I'm, like, officially, as far as the game is concerned, and as far as my understanding goes, sober. And I'd sort of, I think at some point, it's been 10,000 years since I played this game. But, like, I think I had talked about how I was starting to think of it as, you know, I had this hard reset and had to, like, assemble my identity from scratch. But, like, it ended up being a hard reset, and I'm, like, trying to do legitimate cop stuff. I'm just still, at the core, kind of an idiot, and I'm compensating for that by being, like, a Andy Samberg and Brooklyn Nine-Nine sort of, like, self-fantasizing cop or whatever. I think it's probably fair to say I've been playing anti-drugs. I mean, like, I think there were a couple times early on where I was just sort of like going with the flow of this like grim world and its very casual drug nature, but I myself never took drugs, and I think I've reached a point, probably, if nothing else, because I've had that thought that I'm like against it. So like, yeah, I mean, certainly I'm not intimidated by him, and I was considering that as well. So sure. I mean, like, don't want to say 3 because 3 basically means I don't want to challenge him at all. 4, I get how I'm supposed to relate to that. Yeah, let's challenge this guy. Also, to be honest, I do kind of want to go straight and talk to Joyce now, because Joyce is one of the only characters in this game I like genuinely like interacting with. So I want to be like, so bad news. Still don't have my gun, and also this man wants to declare war on you.
Yes, yes, of course. And while you're doing that, please go ahead and also tell the Wild Pines. I want to hear them squeal from the indignity.
Nothing in his features betrays any concern.
No, I've gathered that from the conversation up to
Anyway,
now.
let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover, just like the harbour is, but a small part of Martinez.
It'd still be illegal.
Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk catwalks and steel welders who want to weld steel. I'm going to unite them all into one economic body. We're going to incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's going to be in on the wealth, and everyone's going to pull their weight.
Now, I don't want to be indelicate, but that does put an awful lot of burden on you, if you understand my meaning.
Let's keep focusing on the drug trade. He was almost admitting to it.
One feels like that might be a little on the nose. These are all pretty bad options, huh? Honestly, it's not my place to judge or express an opinion. God, that's so tempting the way I play this game. Not feeling a whole lot of Revachol there, not enough flags or kings. Look what you're doing for the working man. I made it for the money. I guess I'll say the first one. It's very stupid. I don't want to look at the big picture. I want to look at the drug trade you almost admitted to.
No, Harry. That's boring. All right, it's gone. The hypothetical raw materials trade is off the table. It's such a small and insignificant slice of revenue, I'm cutting it. Boys. Harry felt queasy about it. We're not doing it. Can we talk about my beautiful incorporated Martinez and its many-sided business ventures now? This bold new vision of incorporated socialism I'm offering?
Now I'll go ahead and say it's not my place to judge or express an opinion.
Harry, the length you're willing to go to keep your nose clean is remarkable. You will always have a warm bed in Mr. Clare's household, my friend, and a special place in the future of Martinez.
I know you plan to force those people out of the fishing village with construction noise.
Harry! By now, you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, if the construction noise and limited street access makes some people consider moving...
Yeah. Also, by the way, Cronus, hi. Sorry I missed shouting you out there. How you doing? This even time.
Well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can finally enjoy a significant uptick in quality of life. I'm talking real affordable workers' palaces.
He proudly spreads his hands to demonstrate the size of the palaces. They're very large.
So the village is doomed.
You were there. You saw the place. A wasteland. There's nothing left. But mark my words, officers. We are going to reset it. Reset. I have big plans for Martinez. And they do not include humans living in those pig sheds on the coast. That land will be used for municipal buildings and commerce.
Go on.
Harry, imagine a youth centre supermarket church complex. Employing hundreds, no, thousands of people. The coast will be lit up with enterprise and life. All those ruins out there turned into low-income housing.
Doing good. You visited some friends that were camping. So did you, like, go out to a campsite and then come back? I ask mostly because that somehow feels like a novel concept that I don't think I've heard of anyone doing before. I feel like normally either I'll go out camping together, or they sort of go out camping and you don't because you don't like camping.
Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on.
Youth Supermarket Church Complex? Do you expect me to believe that?
Yes, I do. I got the center, I got room for a retail complex, and in 4 years, I'll get the church too. The wheels are already turning, Harry. The wheels of progress. This post-war limbo, I won't stand for it. There are kids practically playing with their own feces out there. It cannot go on.
I guess this guy's a skeevy liar, but he's still a better candidate than anyone Labor is running at all. I mean, sad but true.
There is true indignation in his voice when he speaks about the state of things, and even a touch of pain.
I mean, like, listen, I'm not, like, a huge fan of Everard in particular, but I like him in the abstract as a villain because I genuinely believe that he believes what he's doing is good, even though there's definitely, like, multiple angles at which he's being shady, and he's definitely kind of, like, a piece of crap. But, like, it makes him a better villain than, like, the majority of villains that are written for, like, mass media consumption. He says, yeah, hung out for a few hours around a fire, then came home. It's only a 20-minute drive. Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. It's not that far outside civilization then, so that could be a quote-unquote day trip. I assume it wasn't actually during the day.
The pain is true. He's seen kids do worse than that.
But wait, will you erect a statue to yourself?
I'm not a symbolist, Harry. I'm a realist. My statue will be Martinez rebuilt. 5-story building complexes, workers on welfare, and landowners in Azon hating me. That will be my statue. And yours. We're doing this together.
I feel like you're not picking up on the subtext of most of this conversation. Greta says, I like most of our interactions with Everard. I mean, he's an interesting character, and he's an interesting villain, but he is, in my opinion, definitely a villain.
You would look nice as a statue.
I'm definitely inclined to side with Joyce, and also I don't think it will faze him at all for me to say this to his face.
Damn right I am, Harry. I'm gonna make the working man as rich as she is one day. That's my job. Just like yours is to keep the peace.
Okay. Can I ask you about specific union members?
We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time. We're talking about the future of Revachol here, Harry. You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in big-time mode, Harry.
But are you in a big-time rush?
There's something different about him now. He's more vibrant, more alive in his big-time mode.
He's surpassed Super Saiyan. Alright, I guess I'm done with this conversation.
Great, Harry, great. I think we have truly built a bridge between Martinez and Jamrock today. We have united the RCM and the Debarders Union.
Suddenly there's a sadness in his tone.
This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open.
Remember that container I asked you about? It turns out there's like a really rich guy in it.
Mega rich lightbending guy? Oh my god. How did that get in there?
How did that get in there? This is clearly a political choice, but the fact that the, like, politically neutral one is simply, I don't know how he got in there, is really funny to me. I feel like I want to answer 1, but 4 is just too stupid for me not to say. I don't know.
Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega-rich lightbending guys.
Kim, tell him he was in there.
There was a guy in the container. But he didn't bend any light. That was in the detective's head.
Honestly, guys, we might be moving a spot of drugs through this harbor, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect.
I really like how serious he's taking this. It's very stupid. The transportation of the mega-rich should be more tightly regulated. Should be honored by the presence of this magus. He was half Revachol blood and amassed his wealth using the mysterious bond of nationhood. What? That does not feel like that's the moralist whatever. Just gonna say 1.
You're right, Harry. I am a socialist. I'm going to catch the mega-rich guy inside the container and harvest his energy to power the harbor's fog lights.
Speculation supposed to be moralist? It does feel more neutral than the others, but they always list the moralist one last, and like every other choice you've had so far.
I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry.
Not for 1 second did he believe there's an actual mega-rich person somewhere in his container town.
It turns out the strikers were being served an alcoholic brew, and I stopped that.
I don't know what that means, Harry, but I love it. I love your initiative. Knowing you're out there keeping things running lets me focus on the big picture stuff. Don't even tell me what was going on. Alcoholic brew, stronger, stopped it, strike. I'm just going to let you surprise me, Harry.
Do I have more questions about the harbor?
I'm always happy to educate and entertain you, my friend.
No,
Very
I don't know why
nice,
that
Harry.
listed like I did. Alright, I guess I'm supposed to talk to Leo? Autosave always freaks me out. It's so, like, rough in this game. The autosave always feels like it's gonna break the game. What's up, my guy? It's pretty cold today,
hey,
huh?
Mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
That's great. I have some questions for you.
No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like that old saying goes, wisdom withers if not shared. And old Leo is always up for sharing.
Leo, you seem to know everyone around here. I want to ask you about someone.
Mr. Evrat doesn't really want me to talk to people about union guys. But who did you want to talk about?
Union guys. Let's start with Titus, because maybe this will give me a bonus on that check I don't want to do.
Oh, Titus is a longshoreman through and through. He was born on a boat, they say. His veins are probably filled with salt water, I tell you. Nice, friendly sort, old Titus is.
It's definitely not my experience. Tell me about everyone's favorite character measurehead.
Whoa, he's really something. He doesn't talk much to me usually, but when he does, I don't really understand most of what he's saying. Actually, I don't think he would like me running my mouth about him like that.
No, you're probably gonna die now.
Once he said he's a dragon to this mob fellow who came picking a fight with some union men. I think he really believes Jean-Luc was a dragon because he ran right off. Another time he almost killed another guy, but I shouldn't talk about that.
I mean, I kind of just assumed that was happening.
That's precisely what he is. Everard's dragon.
Tell me about Renee, who apparently passed.
The night guard. He was a peculiar fellow. Headstrong and proud. We didn't really talk all that much. He died recently. Something with his ticker.
Tell me about this Edgar guy you keep mentioning that I don't remember at all.
Mr. Edgar is Mr. Everett's brother. He
All
looks
right.
a bit younger, he does. But a very smart fellow. Very smart fellow indeed. He's away on some union business. Not even in Revachol, they say.
Don't interrupt Leo.
All kinds of places he visits. Him and his brother both do when they're on a vacation. Right now, it's Mr. Everett's turn to look after the union. But last year he spent a whole winter in South Africa. Left with the first autumn rains and didn't come back before the trees were green again.
Am I crazy, or is he insinuating that there might only be one Everett twin? That he just keeps saying he's the other one? I don't know what that would gain you, but that just seemed like a really weird way to describe that. Tell me about Magnan.
He's a union man through and through. Good guy. He's very calm, laid back, doesn't do much, talks to Everett sometimes. Honestly, I don't know what he does for us, but it must be important because everybody likes him. Yes, they do. I think that's what he does. He makes everyone feel a little better.
Oil for the wheels. Much needed in stressful times like these.
Tell me about Everard.
I'd best not. I mean, I could, but I don't think Mr. Everard would like it very much. You better ask him yourself, mister.
If anything, the ever-present smile on Leo's face gets even warmer. Tell me about Container Guy.
Who do you mean, mister?
You do realize he might just be a figment of your imagination, right?
Fancy guy in a suit over there.
I don't know anyone like this, mister. Maybe he's one of Mr. Everett's fancy friends. He knows all kinds of fancy people with suits and purdy carriages.
He really feels very uncomfortable discussing matters related to Everett with you.
I want to talk about something else now.
Sure, mister. What can Leo do for you?
I don't want to talk to you about anything. Classic point-and-click adventure dialogue tree. Let's discuss something else. Let's not discuss anything anymore. This is still happening.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Doesn't seem like anything changed after I talked about this guy to other people. So I'm gonna leave in case this is a bad room to live in. Because it feels like it is. So... I guess we talk to Joyce. Sure. Oh yeah, there really is a mega rich light bending guy. Have you not? You're not familiar with this guy? I did have to roll like a 12 to get in there because like there was just no way I was getting in there. I think it's a good way to live, Haggis. Just like an adventure gamer, just like a complete sociopath and kleptomaniac, and like you just seem completely unhinged in all conversations because you say stuff like that, where you're like, just tell me about the helmet. Where you're just like, yeah, I want to talk to you about something else. I'm done talking to you. We. Was it a rhetoric check to get into that container? Because, like, there was truly no way I would pass that without the 12 that I rolled on my second try. Hey, bad news.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I've been dealing with Everard.
Oh?
And we figured out who the second army person is alongside the scab. I don't know if you maybe just haven't been around for it. I talked about my theory. My theory is that Klassia is the other one. Obviously, the hanging victim is one. The second one is the guy, like, leading the protest that we just passed by at the bottom of those stairs. And I think the third one is Klassia for various reasons. Up to including our logic check that we had earlier when talking to Joyce about it suggested that the other person would want a high vantage point to keep an eye on things, and also the fact that she has admitted to having a relationship with one of the other guys and isn't freaked out by the fact that he's, like, essentially a psychotic serial killer. I think there were some other arguments in there too, but, like, altogether the picture seems to suggest she's likely the other one. I could be wrong, but I feel pretty strongly that that's likely. Do I really not have the ability to tell you about this?
Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance, of course, to other matters you've discussed, perhaps?
Well, Mr. Everett's helping me find my gun. Somehow I feel like this isn't going to do anything different than the last time.
Oh.
The lieutenant looks at... He's able to... When I said be...
Unconventional police...
Incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun.
It's almost ready to be found soon.
Is he now? Well, then it should be any day now.
Perhaps he is.
Of course, Detective. You can always drop by later, should something come up. Now, what else can I do for you?
Is there, honest to God, no way to tell Joyce about what we just talked about? Because that seems like an unbelievably huge oversight on the part of whoever wrote this whole line of plot. Like, a fairly large portion of the plot. It seems like such a large oversight, I would go as far as to call it problematic. I guess I could go talk to Titus, cause I don't... Wait, are there new people upstairs? No, I don't think so. I think one of those people is a lamppost, and the other one might just be Cindy the Skull, or whatever her name is. But she looked like she was in a different spot, so I like... Nah, it's just her. I am, like, really low on quests. I don't know if that's good or bad, but, like, I think we do need to address this Titus thing fairly soon. I want that helmet, though. It's very important to me. Alright, time for him to, like, slowly get up and walk over to us, and we're gonna get a snack.
What is it?
Yawn. Oh, I already failed this, huh? No, I genuinely don't remember doing that. I should probably spend a skill point on those. I'm gonna banish him to the Shadow Realm. It'll take him another 6 hours to get back here, but I guess I'll check my skills and my equipment and see what's what. So I need rhetoric. I know I have like a sort of a rhetoric-y outfit. I don't need to be in full physical instrument anymore. Minus rhetoric hat. That's not great. I thought I had more for this, but I guess I just have this shirt. So, with this shirt, my rhetoric is... I have a -1 bonus from thoughts because of logic. But I'm getting +3? So why is my total 2? That math doesn't sound right. Now I have concerns here because... without some outside force, this would be the last time I could level up rhetoric to reset rhetoric checks. I don't know what else to do. Cause like, I can't get my gun back until like midnight. I mean like 10 or whatever, but like until basically the end of the day. Still the dice from Dice Lady. Is there a way within the game to know what the dice are resetting? It feels like it only gives you sort of an abstract overview of what it is. But it really just seems like of all the things I have yet to do, this is important, and I don't think I cannot do it? Check one more thing before I make this. Well, it's dumb, but I'm gonna do it this way anyway.
What is it?
Basically, you have to look it up. I mean, that's fair. It's annoying, but it's like fair. Play strange reaction to bullet. Never I told him to cooperate. Not for my skill set is known. I understand why he's upset. I mean, if I really had to, I have saved recently, but I think I have to try to do this. I'm just, like, not sure of what else I could do that actually matters right now. This makes me really nervous, though.
It's you again. What is it?
%.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. Bad idea. Bringing her up will do no good. You should know by now. Titus will never falter.
Oh, my initial impression is that this was not a particularly helpful check to pass, although I'm fairly certain we're gonna turn a corner on this one.
But you know someone who might.
One of his boys will.
Fat Angus, the powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker.
But, like, isn't Titus gonna kill us to death if we start pressuring him?
Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility. Good, I like this. This guy's learning.
That's it then. Case closed. We're going home, Kim.
He'll get it. Go on.
Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they'll just kill you because they don't like you.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
It's not about Glacia. It's about their responsibility. I assume that's 3. These choices don't... Because you work for the wrong people.
Goddamn right. This is Union Town. You work for the company, we will...
Fuck, Dennis. We don't kill you if you work for the company. Half the harbor works for the company.
Work for the wrong company, and they execute you.
They just hang you, shoot you, whatever. They can't even remember.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm.
Firearm. A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. Steel yourself. Push on. Just ignore Theo.
Look at Kim first.
The lieutenant has put down his notebook. His hand is resting on his holster. He gives you an imperceptible nod. What? What does that mean? Go for it. The lieutenant has his eyes set on the fat guy. Push Angus. We're almost there.
That was my read too, but I like the fact that you can get a skill check to be like, no, it means go for it. Or what, Angus? You're gonna kill me like you killed him? For no reason at all?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
It takes a breath, wheezing.
Shut up, Angus.
He was dead before you hanged him.
Buddy! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in.
They're all just gonna
Theo,
keep doing this in a cycle.
Take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
Does he? His closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control. Let them have their moment.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
I don't know what I think that means.
What just happened between these two? You're in. He's all yours. Questions?
So, you didn't kill him. He was already dead.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. The bullet in his head.
Another nod.
Why?
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Multiple girls?
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
What happened on Sunday night?
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
How did you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky.
Oh, dang.
You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
That's okay with the fat man, still wheezing there. He couldn't speak if he wanted to.
What then?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the merc was dead. And there was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
I mean, that explains the window. I think they had previously suggested it was just like partying too hard. The scenario's still a little perplexing, though.
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
Is Tibbs the 8th Hardy?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Right now, he's grateful he hasn't gotten his brother into this mess.
If you believe Claudia didn't kill him, why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
I didn't notice anything. What are you talking about?
That can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
The old world with the Elder Gods? Who are we talking about?
They're powerful. Connected to the Morlintern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
So that's why, allegedly, he told her to do the cover-up, because if she would just play nice with his cover story, then presumably we would believe her and then just, like, bug off. You buy it.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
So who did kill him? Any idea?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong after all. I guess it's possible that the actual third mercenary would have taken the shot from outside, sensing that he had been compromised. I mean, he'd made quite the spectacle of himself. Doesn't seem like it helps their cause, though, to have done that. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
You had ideas about his past, too?
I do. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They
Yeah.
got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
I mean, I don't know that it would have worked, but we could have worked together.
He's calm now, threw all that turmoil away, and became himself again.
Whose idea was it to do the hanging?
In a manner of speaking.
What do you mean?
He had help from another girl. It was her idea to hang him, and I liked it. For political reasons. It sent a good message.
This is the eighth heart. Yeah. The drug trafficker who went missing.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head.
A little too far there, but you're definitely right.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
They're all kind of good options. It's okay for there to be a Hardy girl. You can try to ask about it, but I don't think I'll get anything. I feel like I would engage with him on his level and be like, "You're just not gonna say anything, right? We'll just move on."
Glad you understand that.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna whisper to Kim obnoxiously, "We did
The
it!"
lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
I apologize for making you guys fight.
Me too.
Thanks for this. I'll go talk to her for the last time.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go.
Suddenly, the wind picks up outside. You hear it rattling the large windows in their frames. It carries newspapers, circles the whirling in rags in a warm column.
She, Klausya, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection. But
still, after all this headache.
But you would still prefer it if we didn't take her away.
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
We'll take that into account.
Hold on, I'm having a thought.
Kingdom of Conscience. The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on Earth.
A profoundly unhelpful description. Morel's dialogue options heal +1 morale. 5. Clearing cap for volition raised to 5. Think it was already higher than that? Learning cap for logic raised to 5. Well, this was complete and total waste of time. Well, I guess I can heal my psychological damage incredibly easily now. I guess it's not technically nothing, but it does border on nothing. That would have been a thing I'd like to have, like, really early in the game, but I don't think I care that much now. I'm not actually sure I'm sufficiently committed to any of my remaining thoughts to commit to one of them now, since I have one slot. I do think that there's probably a few of these I can afford to get rid of if I need to, but I don't think I'm currently driven to progress anything. Alright, I guess we'll go talk to class here. We don't have, like, a whole lot else going on. I want to check this. It's like the rattling of the window. Am I supposed to do something?
The dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Oh, this is like this is the bush I was trying to find. So yeah, I get a +10 to this because I found the note. Mysterious door scene? I guess the one on the roof is probably the one it's referring to. And because I've been here a long time. Please find it. No, wait a minute. Squint first.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
Okay, that didn't do anything.
There's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket. Hanging from it, a bronze key.
Just want to point out that I rolled a 10 on that when I needed virtually nothing. It just continues my trend. Someone's hit a key in the bush. Point at. I don't know which one of these would work better. I don't think it matters. I need your guys to hand me the key.
And I need the fatty to get his feet amputated because the smell is killing me. We can't always get what we want.
Shanky, you're a particularly unpleasant guy in a gang of unpleasant people.
God damn it, Dennis. You know I can't help it.
Sorry, fucko. These guys won't help you. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. The hawthorn's got a bitch of a bite.
I'm gonna enjoy the sight of you in the bushes out there.
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn branch, and slides it across the table to you.
I have no idea if that was influenced by the fact that we've more or less resolved this part of the story now, but I will take the key.
The key is brass. Workshop spear is etched into its bow. The old man closes the window and sits back down in silence.
Come on, man. We were just having some fun. Where's the harm in?
I'm tired of listening to your shit.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key.
I respect that.
There is a silence around this man's words. Unlike Titus, they're afraid of him. That's the type of respect he commands.
Any idea why that was there?
Didn't even know it was there. Boys.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before this room became our place.
I feel like I know what doors it opens. I don't feel like asking them is gonna help. Thanks. Whee!
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
Try workshop spare.
The key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it after all these years, but then the lock clicks.
Hooray! This pinball says Franco-Nigerian. The theme is horses and swords. I don't know why I got like a new thing there, but I did it. I completed the mystery of the stupid blue door. It was not extremely important. I'm going to report it to Gart for no reason at all. I saved, though. I've been through a lot. Answers. Science.
Hey, was there something you needed?
I saw a thing.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
I'm not writing on class yet. I don't feel like I need to do that. What if I told you I got into the back room behind the blue steel door?
Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
He's really, really holding himself back here. It takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know what's behind the door.
Are you not going to ask me what's back there?
Okay, what is back there?
Pinball machines.
Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Didn't check. Pinball isn't relevant to the investigation. Didn't check. Pinball is stupid. Well, I'll choose the only other one. Why? Do you want to play? Because I might be up for a game.
No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
He was wondering about something business-related.
Yeah.
About how much money he could make of one.
Thinking of turning this place back into a pinball arcade?
No, but we could diversify the entertainment options, seeing as you've opened the door back there. The machine we have in the corner now is broken.
So is the one I found back there. Don't worry about it.
It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here. Other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble.
I can't think of a single instance of that being true. By the way, there's a peephole in the wall.
What wall?
Upstairs in the secret back room right next to Clash's bedroom. I found it when I found the pinball machines.
I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the Whirling does not abide spying on its guests.
The color has drained from his face. What a shame to fix such a good peephole.
Oh my god. She was pretty egregious. Are you sure you haven't been spying on your guests?
Absolutely not. Fuck you for even implying it. Wasn't
That
me.
sounds like a yes.
It wasn't my staff. The establishment will look at it and ascertain what it was.
Well, he's definitely not lying. He wouldn't endanger this business like that.
Sir, he was only asking a question. It's his job and mine. See that it's covered.
Yes, I absolutely will. Sorry, it's been a bit of a day. And now a hole in the wall.
Alright, you've been notified.
Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? Yes.
Nah. I'm out of stuff. Let's go talk to Clash. It's kind of funny to me at this point that the police officers sitting in the lobby for like approaching 3 days haven't like tried to stop me to ask any additional questions. They just see me coming and going and they're like, he's gonna do it on his own eventually, right? Like he's eventually gonna say something to us? We gotta watch a real cop work. A superstar.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
The Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
She puts her coffee mug down.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
You don't look surprised. You were expecting this.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
If you knew we would find out eventually, Why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
Well, I don't really have to look at the options because I know which one I'm picking immediately. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I am the law. The law. That's me.
I know that. But the people around here, they don't see it that way. And if I am to stay here, I need to get along with them.
I guess I'm satisfied with that explanation, just as long as you understand that you're just completely wrong about that.
I am not. There is more here, miss.
You're right. There's more.
More?
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again, where the cold oceanic expanse lies, and behind it, another world.
The RCM isn't the lapdog of the moral intern. You don't have to worry, he says, definitely firmly grasping like all the stuff involved in the politics of this world.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
What did you, like, do or whatever?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Here we go. For once, you seem to have her off guard.
What did you do to have these people after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol, or even in Orania.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again.
I believe she would be good at that.
With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
This is a dangerous game.
The job was Elysium County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Elysium conglomerate.
Oh, everyone take a big long drink.
The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Luscop and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Gonna try this. I feel like 4 is our standard politically neutral response. I have previously taken a psychological damage, I think from failing to break the door? Maybe something else. Will it heal?
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting, a lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
I genuinely appreciate the fact that she respects this. Like, she called the police. She's being forthcoming with information at this point. I do legitimately understand why she wasn't initially, but, like, there are different ways that she could have played this to just try and divorce herself from this as much as possible. And she's avoided doing that in a way that I do respect on some level.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
Empathy says I should ask you, like, what did you do?
One of them killed themselves because of me.
That's not easy to deal with.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just How do you do it?
Clearly, I don't either.
There you have it. The way of the warrior.
What happened here the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
Tell me, like, exactly what happened.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could...
A great pain moves through her, a dark and indefinite wave. She continues in spite of it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
Weird thing. Oh my god, what a... Oh, what a horrible thing to say. Or is it? I don't know. She's so weird. I mean, kind of already talked about it, and she wasn't mad when I made the weird inference. Although I think when I pressed it, she got mad. It was like one of the only things that she reacted to. Because like I said it, and like she was sort of like, "That's weird," and then like I doubled down, and she was like, "Stop now." What's more narratively interesting, chat? I'm gonna let you decide because I don't think this is going to derail the investigation, despite the fact that it clearly should have that power. I know, it's a little superstar to just be like, yeah, my hunch. Finger guns. Yeah, I mean, we kind of gotta find out, right?
Yes, but how did you know that?
You asked her before if he enjoyed it. She avoided it. How did I not discern it was a lie?
We were compromised.
You know how.
We were compromised.
He just had a hunch. Detectives have those sometimes.
A direct hit. The lieutenant looks at you in acknowledgement.
Then what?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
It's a long pause. She just stands there with her arms at her sides.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Before this goes on, I would like you all to take a moment to appreciate the fact that I am standing in front of her asking these very traumatic questions, holding a boombox, actively playing some weird jingle on a perpetual loop, and holding a bag of, like, loose bottles and crap that I intend to recycle. Your cigarette, miss?
Oh.
I'm sorry this happened to you.
So am I.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
I'm also, to be clear, wearing a visor with googly frog eyes on it.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Titus said you looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
So she means after the fact.
Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into his mindset.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No.
What then?
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot. Just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection. As far as you can.
Why didn't you run away from here? As a matter of fact, why are you here now?
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Yes.
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? The missing one is in charge of the Hardy Boys?
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys. It seems to explain the name. Is she Ruby Hardy? Is she his sister and that's why he's especially protective of her?
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Does she also party with Ruby, however?
Oh, that's a tough one, because I understand what the game is asking me to ask here. I feel like I have to say one because I devoted 8 hours to thinking about the homosexual underground. I feel like it would be dishonest not to ask this question.
No.
Okay.
Still, there is something there. She won't tell you now.
Okay, what then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, but I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
Wow, that says a lot about Ruby, huh?
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Oops.
Shut up, visual calculus.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
Then what did you... Then what did you
Ruby
do?
went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
Any idea where she is now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
Wow, I have a task to get Titus to give up Ruby's location? That feels like a real long shot.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
When it happened, did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
I assume you mean to suggest that it wasn't close, right? That it would have been fired from far away? Because otherwise, if it was that close, you would probably hear the actual gun firing. I mean, alternatively, it could be something like a silencer, but I feel like that's what's meant to be implied here. I don't know if this is just supposed to be, like, in here to rattle her or see her response, but did you kill him?
What? Why would I put myself through this insanity? Get myself cornered like this? He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
All kinds of crazy things happen when drugs are involved. Sweet, sweet drugs. It could have been a desire murder. Maybe an act of jealousy.
This is all very weird.
Now, you guys suddenly have theories pouring out. When they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
Desires drive people loco. I feel like she's being honest, but I think I'm gonna say 2 just to suss out her response, I think. It's okay if you did it in self-defense.
I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before. That wasn't what happened.
True, sire. 'Tis true.
Alright, I don't see much to be gained here. Just some, like, crazy reactions, and then maybe she'll kill us.
Like what?
Could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
I feel like it probably didn't. So I think I'm gonna go with it probably didn't.
Or I don't know anything anymore. All I do is wait here.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
Why did you call the cops if you were hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth.
I don't think so. Why'd you do it?
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
Look, we all hate Kuno pretty much equally.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Revachol.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
That's too meta drama. Calm down.
Oh god. That was a lie too. Who made the call then?
Volition second guessing the fact that that's true because someone is saying it's true.
Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer. And it makes you sweat.
When was the window changed?
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
Wait, Angus is related to Titus? Isn't that new information? I think we're done here.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
Angus is still not sure why they insist to add Miss Orania Disco Dancer to her name. I don't know. Game is just weird about names.
He's thinking, are we done here? Or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. She should be taken into custody. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police brutality. This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up, forcefully, if you want to continue pushing her.
I surely have more drama.
As you look back, you think, so love did do him in, after all.
I was right.
If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft palate.
Oh my god. I feel like we've already made this choice, so I'm just gonna say it, and then maybe she'll kill me. I don't know. Looks like love did him in after all.
She's silent, holding on to her coffee mug. No vapor rises from it. It's cold. Remember this silence. The lady is dangerous. People suffer around her. It appears this one has not been entirely corrupted. This may help. This may help the others see.
Let her answer.
Yeah. I'd like to think he didn't love me. Or that it was chemically induced and not real.
Why, though?
Easier that way.
Was it real?
I don't know.
Real as anything.
Finished thought, I guess. Let me change my clothes in front of you like a totally normal person. So, this is a drama top. And I have the bow tie on. I have, like, no pants. Got, like, no pants. I have, like, drama hat? Maybe that's everything I had. This is minus drama. Oh, of course. This silk robe. Okay, great. I think that's overkill.
I was
Great.
just thinking.
Now that I look like this...
What a nice day for questions. Pertaining to a murder investigation.
Let's wake up drama.
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately, before she further entangles you in her web of lies. Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this course correction. Ask questions first. See?
I don't think I want to arrest her. And here's my reasoning, right? Like... I don't know, like, I don't think I'm, like, hard authoritarian cop. I've talked about this in the past, that, like, I feel like my character is authoritarian largely as a function of, like, wanting to do more cop things. Like, I don't think they're, like, super hard authoritarian. And also, it's kind of hard to reconcile the incredibly high, like, empathy and suggestion scores I have with the notion of being, like, just full authoritarian. But, like, also... if we're really thinking about what superstar cop means, like, in any, like, movie you've seen that has, like, a superstar cop in it, isn't there some dame who gets, like, special treatment or whatever? Like, isn't there someone who you learn her story, and even though you know it's your duty as a police officer, you, like, bend the law because you can? I feel like that's kind of what we're doing. That's my thought process anyway. You know... That special someone is Kim. Kronos says you are the law. You decide right and wrong. I mean, that's true. That is pretty much a great excuse for me to apply anytime I just want to make a decision as a cop. You're not wrong. Because I am the law. You know, I think you didn't make that call to the station.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8-100-2 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12.
It checks out.
Your real name isn't Klasia Amandu.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay, it's not.
I knew it!
Plug your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it.
Presumably the passport thing was also a lie?
No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Klasia Amandu. It says Anouk Mea Smit.
So that's probably the thing over by the traps, huh? Probably? There's no chance that the helmet's still there, right? I mean, she does have a connection to the armor, but the armor got removed, like, after the fact.
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name, Maya Smith, to hurt me.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
You think drama's your favorite, Kronos? Drama's pretty good.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her.
Where's the buoy?
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds. On the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now.
Pretty sure I can.
It's useless.
West of the boardwalk and the reeds? Let's check it out.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here. Past a Bergen sewage pipe. Right near the waterline.
Tell me your real name.
It's Katarzyna Lazie.
I leveled up because of that. Ooh. Another tough yet entirely meaningless choice. Does this address your question, Haggis, as to why they insist on doing this? Because we get to pick which one we want, ultimately? She must be an important character, because the only other person we're able to do this with is us. And we're we. If you catch my meaning. For some reason, I'm really drawn to the stupidest one. I'll call you Miss Orania Disco Dancer.
You can call me whatever you want.
Enough.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next. Ready for the damage. She knows you're grilling her.
Let's change the subject for the time being.
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath. as if in the presence of some tiger. You are. This is not the end of this.
I think it's kind of funny that, like, all the voices in my head are, like, really especially mad about this. They're all, like, fully tilted. Because it's, like, personal. That they got tricked. Like, it's kind of stupid, but, like, in a fun way. I'm gonna see if I can find that passport and then probably end the stream, probably. Hi, cops. Bye, cops. I should probably change. I do still look like this. I often forget that until I start a new conversation. This one. The map is just like so unintuitive to me that I always have to think about it. This is closest. You look perfect. I mean, if I look perfect, don't you think I'd be wearing my Man from Kiemdal shirt? Assuming that this is where I think it is, it's really interesting that you can see it without, like, getting it. Yeah. Like, this is the place. Could this be the buoy Klasja told you about?
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash. But if you look closer...
That, over there, must be the boy Klasja told us about. The one she hid her passport in. We should take a look.
Part of me hopes it's like a sea mine and it's just gonna blow up.
Ooh, hidden things, secrets, lies.
Oh boy. You know, if nothing else, it was worth getting dressed up like this and having that uncomfortable conversation with her to get Drama to say that. That's a real good line. Ooh, hidden things, secrets, lies. Pick it up.
Lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut.
Examine it.
The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
Echo says, I wonder if it would have been possible to find it without her telling you about it. I assume not, because I think I passed the closest thing to a check that would have indicated this. Like, this is the spot where I got, like, a weird, like, I had a thought about it. It wasn't even, like, one of those, like, optional, like, circles that might just pop up in the world. It was, like, one of the overhead ones that you click on, and then there's, like, additional dialogue.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
Shake the buoy.
There's something in there, splashing around.
Smell the buoy.
It smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast. Salt, industrial slop, and decay.
No, I mean, it is fair that you have missed streams. I'm just saying, like, just to answer that question, like, I feel like I came as close as you can get without her telling you in order to find that. Because, like, I did have, like, a thing that went multiple steps beyond just, like, oh, like, a stray thought. Like, it felt like I had missed something somehow. It's been bothering me ever since.
The water this side of the peninsula is cleaner, actually. Smells a little salty.
Open the buoy.
A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae, and nothing else.
Well, damn.
We're lucky it's still here. A little longer, it would have floated away.
We still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore.
No documents. You think someone took them?
I have no idea.
Oh my god. This is a minor quirk. We know that what was in the buoy anyway. Or this is a disaster. Everything is ruined. Here's how you know that I'm, like, trying to embody the character. Is that, like, I would say this. Like, verbatim. But my character is like, nah. Let me put on my oversized superstar shades. This is barely an inconvenience.
Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
Conspiracy-related cryptozoologist. Maybe Classy took them herself.
That may very well be the case. We should keep an eye on her. Nothing more for us to do here. Let's go.
Let it be, I guess. Nice sea sounds. Let's go ahead and close the game. Which definitely won't ruin everything. Well, as usual, making progress on one of the, like, important journal quests seems to have made a lot happen, but at the same time, not very much happen. I still want to get that helmet. It's very important to me. The game is still not closed, huh? Still doing that? It's fun for me. And to answer your question, no, I have not shown Kim my boots yet. I want to have the whole set of armor before showing him the boots. Because I think that would just be funny. Like, I don't know why. That just seems like a funny way to do it. It's to be like, oh, great. Well, check it out. And he's like, wait, the boot... Did you take the boots? I'll be like, well, yeah, I needed to finish my ensemble. It says, I've been back on Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. About to go up against Articuno. Oh, that's fun. And I haven't played those since I streamed it. I'll say this. I've had... My mom got me... I think it's still a sealed copy of Let's Go Pikachu. Which we could always do sometime. Like, those games are fun enough. And I really like the Kanto region. That could be, like, a fun thing to do at some point. Eventually it'll come around to being nostalgic. And not just, like, the thing I'm already wanting to do or whatever. I don't know. I come away from the experience of this particular live stream with absolutely neutral feelings. I mean, we made some progress. We have an appointment to get our gun back. I do suspect that's not going to be especially straightforward. I'm curious. I feel like it can't be necessary to arrest her in order to advance the case. But then, is there some point of no return where I have to declare that I'm definitely not arresting her? It feels like no currently, but I don't know. With the state of the investigation being what it is, it feels like it might be important to take a stand on that. It's weird to me. I mean, in fairness, I think its volition says something about how you have to wake drama up if you want to press this further. So, like, doing the drama thing is technically entirely optional to, like, learn something new. We're approaching some major points in the next stream. It sure doesn't feel like it. It's tough. I mean, like, I'm not gonna go so far as to say that I think it's, like, badly done or something. But, like, I personally think I don't like the way the main story is handled. Not in that I particularly dislike what we've uncovered of the main story so far, but that it feels as though it's very possible to just get stuck and, like, hard stopped. Like, in my ideal world, a game like this that's, you know, trying to have a really open-ended sort of method, and you choose the skills that you want, and the story could take different routes. Like, as I understand it, this game doesn't have a ton of different endings, and that's not inherently problematic, I don't think. But, like, if you... I'm not saying that the main story needs to be on rails, but, like, I feel like there needs to be a failed case if you expect there to always be a way to get through the game. And I have the impression that's not true, and while I've thus far managed to avoid hitting some complete fail state for the game, it is unsettling to me that it doesn't feel like there's a safety valve in place for that. And again, that's just based on my experience to date. Maybe it is just something that doesn't come up unless you get far enough, like on that first night if you don't have the money and then the hubcaps thing happens. Like, there could just be something like that in place and I just haven't seen it. But, like, there have been multiple times where, like, the story proper kind of feels like it's stalled out, and the only way to advance it is to pass a certain check with something that I may or may not have a suitable amount of skills for. And, like, if that is true, that feels like that can somewhat inevitably lead to a bad experience for, like, a non-trivial number of people who didn't devote points to that skill. Even as it stands, I can now no longer invest further skills points in rhetoric, I think is the one that I maxed out today. Which, I don't know if that's a huge deal, but it doesn't feel great. But, like, more than anything, I think this weird absence of strong feeling that I have is that I just, like, don't know where the story is going at this moment. And not in a fun, like, I'm horny for mysteries right now kind of way, but in, like, a I've invested many hours in the story. I don't necessarily need to know precisely the next thing that will happen, but I feel like I should have a better sense of the broad direction of it. And, like, maybe that's just waiting for a plot point to happen on this Day 5, the day of my daughter's wedding. But, like, I don't know. Just, again, going from my current experience and where I'm at, I don't know. I just find it hard to feel anything, because we're just at this weird absence of thing. But, as we have established, and as I have just alluded to.
I'm so horny for mysteries right now.
So, eventually, we must learn something, right? Maybe this is the Seinfeld of games and it's about nothing. I mean, people have strongly suggested that to me.
Giraffe.
For as long as I've been playing the game. As much as it might seem counter, this story can branch and shift quite a bit. It definitely doesn't feel that way. It is a point of some mild frustration for me how very much it doesn't feel like that's true. And it might just be that the branches are imperceptible. And if that's done well enough, that's just as good, if not better, than, like, knowing that the choices are happening. But as someone who generally likes there to be some ability to make an educated guess about the consequences of your actions in this type of game, the fact that I don't have a sense that I'm having a significant bearing on it is disappointing. Again, that's not to say it's bad, just, like, that's where this discussion is coming from. Anyway, I think I'm done ranting. I did want to process that a little bit after doing this segment. It's not that, like, this was a bad segment or anything. It's just that, like, unlike so many of the previous installments, I neither feel intense frustration nor intense satisfaction at what we've accomplished. And without talking about it, I wasn't entirely sure why I felt so neutral. So, there's our collective answer. But yeah, I'm almost out of juice apple, and it's late o'clock, so it is time for those of you who haven't already to attempt to guess where a secret Squirtle might be hiding. Now, you may note that you can already see 2 Squirtles. New Squirtle for my birthday this year, he's a very good chap. And this Squirtle that Sarah Rocks Aqua sent to me, who is wearing Neko's crocheted pirate hat for maximum bespoke plush action. Note that neither of those Squirtles is itself a secret Squirtle because you can see them. But somewhere where you can't see, there is an additional Squirtle hiding. And if you are able to locate that Squirtle by directing me to where you think it is, I might reveal said Squirtle, and in so doing, expose to you its secrets, and, in turn, good fortune for you in the coming days. So I encourage you to let me know if you haven't already, where you think a secret Squirtle is hiding. And then, we'll find him together. Okay, I've understood and logged your guess, Haggis. You have guessed giraffe. Oh, there are like 5 good endings, one that's super good, and like 25 to 35 bad endings. I feel like we are teetering between a neutral good ending and a many bad ending. I feel like getting sober is a possible contributor to a good ending, but it still probably requires me to, like, solve the mystery and, like, maybe find my gun, and probably not keep doing the gun thing. Anyway, let's gather these guesses and find that Squirtle. So Neko, I'm assuming when you say under Squirtle, you mean under this one, because this one's sort of at ground level. Demolition has guessed the black octopus, presumably because Pikachu is not visible. Oh, Pirate Squirtle, you did clarify that. Never mind. That's my bad. That's me not paying attention. One of them is a passive. I don't even know what that means. That's fine. That's fine. Under the abominable snowman. Hey, I can decipher that. I know what is referenced by that at this point. Let's go Squirtle hunting. Ah, my legs! Well, you know, this little fellow's a very popular guess. Virtually every time he's on the couch, someone guesses under the Octo hat. He was, however, hiding the secret Squirtle yesterday. Do you think I've done it again? I mean, since I can't open this Pokeball to show you, I guess I can't rule it out for sure. But it's not a Squirtle insofar as I'm able to verify. Question, do I own a pirate hat? Someone hasn't seen my old YouTube videos, has they? Let's take a look at that so-called abominable snowman, huh? Hiding underneath that guy, who is Baymax from the movie Big Hero 6, but at long range, he's just sort of a big fella. Hiding back there is Baby Yoda, who, in an unusual turn of events, is not featured on my shirt, as I own like 30 Baby Yoda shirts. Haggis was quite clear with his guess that he believes Squirtle might be hiding with our giraffe hat. And I can demonstrate to you that not a Squirtle, but another tiny, fluffy friend in the form of this rabbit. Neko had guessed that under our pirate Squirtle might be hiding a secret Squirtle. And in fact, that is where I was hiding Eve from WALL-E, which is one of my favorite movies. Again, not a secret Squirtle. So then, where might that Squirtle be hiding? Well, I'll tell you. Secret Squirtle is hiding over here, close to, but not behind, our other visible Squirtle. In fact, he was hiding behind this dolphin friend all along. I'm gonna grab Big Squirtle, because he's new, and I'm not sure if everyone's seen him. So thanks to everybody for playing. Of course, there's no losers in the game of Secret Squirtle, because I get to show off all the stuffed animals that I own, which is somehow a reward for everyone, or so I tell myself, because I do this every week. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. If you, too, are curious where this playthrough of Disco Elysium is going, You can find out next weekend, as we will return to this game next Saturday at the same time, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific. And we'll also be picking up next Friday another installment of the Master Detective Archives, subtitle Raincode, in which we play a detective on a submarine base trying to solve murder mysteries with an anime waifu ghost who is also a death god. So I feel like by that description, you now immediately know whether or not you want to watch that game. So what I'm saying to you is, go watch that game. But whether you do that or whether you join me again for another stream, be it next week or sometime in the distant future, in the meantime, I ask you to take care of yourselves and to remember that you are clawsome.